not really. Part of it was oil. He came into money through a man by the name of George Herbert Walker. See, he named his son George H.W. Bush after his father-in-law. All right? And what happened was, Prescott Bush was a tire salesman. He was well off. He wasn't super rich, but he married this guy's daughter. So this guy George Herbert Walker was super rich. He was dealing with companies in England and all that. I mean, this guy was a multi-millionaire. So he said, well, wait a minute, my daughter fell in love with this guy. He's a bum, but I'm gonna bring him into the family business. So you know what part of their business was? To supply money with Henry Ford to supply the war machine of Adolf Hitler. Right, through, say again?
Through I.G. Farben, a company known as I.G. Farben. By a man by the name of Fritz Thiesman.
Yep.
That was a guy that was, that whole company, I.G. Farben, was working hand in hand with the corporations in America through Wall Street to finance Hitler. They were laundering the money to get it to Hitler.
Right,
they couldn't write a check.
Right, through companies like I.G. Farben and IBM and the other one we go to. What's the other one? No, not Chase. Brown's Brothers Harriman. All right? So it was them that supplied the money. Do you know back in the 30s, you had representatives of the German Third Reich come over here? They used to rent out, just like you got a creep low dollar renting out the garden. This German group called the Boom, they used to rent that place out. And they would have an American flag. Half of it would be the American flag. The other half of it would be the swastika. All right. And back in the 30s, all American men, especially white men, they wanted to be a part of the Nazi Party.
It was sold out as the old Madison Square Garden on 8th Avenue.
Right. Well, I mean, that was before my time. I'm just pointing there. You know more than me. But I'm saying it was the original.
It happened.
Exactly. So you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because back in the 30s, everybody wanted to be a German. And do you know 50% of the American population among whites were German? Every other white man you ran into, his line goes back to German.
The biggest ethnic group was German.
Thank you. There's a man that actually been there, right? That's before our time. So if George Herbert Walker Bush, Prescott Bush, George Herbert Walker, and Henry Ford, which he was the one that came up with the concept of the assembly line. He built the tanks. Right. Assembly line style, that's what we call it, mass production. He was one of the guys, because he didn't like the so-called Jews. Because he wanted to get a loan from them, and they said, okay, we'll give you a loan, but you got to pay us plus 50% interest, a higher interest rate. So he said, these people are nothing but lowlifes. So he went and got the money to finance his ideas on his own. He went through other avenues.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Quick. Where are we going from here, though? Because in 100 years, 200 years, aren't we going to be like all the same?
No.
Everybody's marrying everybody.
First of all, hey, this was going to happen to America ultimately.
Besides genetic engineering and that.
No. America's going to be destroyed.
By who?
See, they're going to, by the Most High.
By the other countries?
By God. But the Most High is going to use. Give me Revelation. What is that? 17 and 12. I'm sorry, brother.
No, that's all right.
Hey, it gets hot. It gets passionate down here, man.
Yeah, that's right. Revelation 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which
Didn't we speak about the 10 horns earlier?
Yep.
Now we know who the 10 horns are. That's the European Union, NATO, whatever you want to call it, all right? But you know why I say the European EU and NATO are the same? Because they're all part of the same, they have the same philosophy. They all get together in the same meetings, all right? Go ahead.
Revelation 17 and 12.
Go ahead.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet.
Some of the names, the original names: Italy, Greece. Help me out. Spain, France,
West
Turkey.
Germany.
Right. West Germany.
Spain,
All right.
Luxembourg. I'm sorry, that was Portugal, which is
Portugal.
Spain.
Yep.
Belgium.
So that was some of the original ones, all right?
Yep.
Go ahead. We mentioned Greece, right? We mentioned Greece. Yeah, go ahead.
Which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Now that represents 59. And 59, that's when they came into power. Now if you break this down numerically, you find out an hour with the beast is not dealing with our time, but dealing with the Most High's time. A day to the Most High is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is 1 day. So if you break that day, that 24 hours, into 1 hour, that 1 hour represents, it makes sense. They came into power in 1959. I'm sorry, 58. 1 hour represents about 42 years. So they already been in their power for 1 hour. So that's how we know, that's another clue how we know that America's gonna be destroyed. Because they already been in power for 1 hour already. Well, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98, 99, 2000. So that hour was complete in the year 2000. But guess what? The Most High gave them some borrowed time. So here it is 2007. They should have been, America should have been destroyed back in the year 2000. But the Most High gave them borrowed time. Why? Because when you go to Revelation, the 7th chapter, he had the 4 archangels bound in the great river Euphrates, set for a certain hour. And they were ready to pounce on America to destroy the place. Right. To go into the minds of the Russians, to shoot the missiles on America. But the Most High said, wait. And that's what it says. He said, hold, he said, wait, don't do it. Don't do it yet. You got something? Go ahead.
Job 14 verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. That was appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Right, because the Most High gave him some extra time, but this society is that close to nuclear holocaust.
Why? Stupid question. Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because the Most High set it up. This is all the Most High. The Most High had it, but you know what? The Most High set up the Egyptians. The Egyptians was in power for about 430 years, and then they were brought down. All right. The Babylonians was set up in. The Most High set them up as a world power, the known world. Then the Most High brought them down. All right. The Greeks, the Persians, the Romans.
Why? Because they're doing something wrong, or because?
Well, first and foremost, it's the prophecy of the Most High. The Most High says they're going to be in power for a certain amount of time, then they're going to go down at a certain segment of time. But above and beyond that is because of what you did. But it was already set up. Whether you did it or not, America's going to be destroyed anyway, just like the Roman Empire was destroyed.
I mean, like what we did to other countries, sanctions, people.
Well, yeah, that, enslaving the so-called black men, which are Israelites, allowing people to be homeless.